Jack Black participates in a very disturbing joke that was actually said by his bandmate Kyle Glass, both of them of Tenacious D, of course. The hypocrisy is startling in Hollywood, and of course, Gina Carano calls it out in the classiest way possible. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute, going for a ride down the side. Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Airy. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications every time there's a new video, and consider becoming a channel member. All right, so yeah, it's true, all of it. Gina Carano is once again calling out Disney's hypocrisy in regards to this incident with Jack Black. So, to be clear, it was not Jack Black who made the joke, he simply participated in it. What happened was his bandmate of Tenacious D, Kyle Gass, they were on stage and it happened to be Kyle's birthday. So they had someone in this very elaborate costume come out with some cake and candles, and Jack Black says, "Make a wish," which you're actually not supposed to vocalize your birthday wish, so it's not going to come true anyway. But Kyle Gass very jokingly, quote, he goes, "I wish that the shooter hadn't missed Trump," or something along those lines. And the crowd erupted, which is very disturbing. They should have been booing, and not a word of objection from Jack Black. So no word about DreamWorks breaking ties with him, nothing. Now, to be fair, again, it was Kyle Gass who made the abhorrent statement, not Jack Black. But still, the hypocrisy of this is stunning. The fact that he was there, the fact that he said, "Kyle, it's not funny. A guy just got killed," and not in Trump's case, obviously. Former President Trump did survive, but a father, a husband, he he died sacrificing himself to protect his children. One would think that Hollywood would have some tact, but of course they don't because it's Hollywood. Scum. Anyway, one of my favorite movie stars slash TV stars, Gina Carano, who of course was famously fired by Disney for simply sharing a meme for putting beep bop boop in her pronouns section, because not because she wanted to make fun of particular community, but because she wanted to defy the speech code that Disney was trying to enforce upon her. She was fired for that and for sharing this historical context about saying how the bad guys in World War II stirred up neighbor against neighbor. There was nothing political about it. There was nothing about denying horrible events that took place during the Second World War. Nothing like that. But she was fired anyway. So she decided to respond to the incident with Kyle and Jack. She retweeted someone else who called out the hypocrisy, and this is what she said. "Would Lucasfilm or Disney like to comment on one of their actors, The Mandalorian, promoting and at the very least not backing down and calming the actual abhorrent rhetoric on stage about joking about the assassination attempt failing to kill President Trump? Or is calling for peace between neighbors like I did the only values you at Disney Lucasfilm find abhorrent, and like making dangerous statements towards your female cast members to broadcast out to the Hollywood press and world? Not this one, though, right? Or last week's Mark Ruffalo comment, or all the ones we have well documented before." And I think this is really good because currently Gina Carano is involved in a lawsuit suing Disney for discrimination, basically, and Elon Musk is financing that. Good for Elon Musk. Shortly thereafter, Jack Black actually did respond. Too little too late, in my opinion, but to be fair, he is taking drastic action. So he posted on his Instagram, "I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful to the fans for their support and understanding." Good for him for at least apologizing. And Kevin Sorbo, famous for God's Not Dead, the first one. He also was in a ton of TV. Many people know him as Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. He played Hercules in that show. And he's been in several films. He's been in several TV shows. One of my favorites that he starred in is Andromeda, a sci-fi series, which is a great alternative to Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek, by the way. That's a little aside. So he says a man died using his body as a shield to protect his family. The left makes jokes that the shooter missed and wishing more people were killed. So Gina Carano retweets him and says, Jack Black, a man was murdered protecting his family for a bullet meant for Trump, and it's funny to you. A man is left without a husband and a father, and you and your bandmates laugh and wish the bullet would have murdered Trump. Get a mirror and look in it and see who is looking back. Enjoy the privilege of keeping your jobs. They won't come for you when you're one of them, but once they've used you up, they will throw you away just like they have the rest of us. For what shall it profit? And then she quotes Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Mark 8:36. Well said. Well said, Gina Carano. She is such a classy lady, and by all accounts that I've heard about her, she is very sweet. I personally have not had the privilege to meet her. We have talked on Twitter X a couple of times, but not any deep conversation. Mostly just me saying, "Hey, fans are with you." Her saying, "I appreciate it." Things like that. She seems very sweet. My best friend attended a an event with her where she was there signing autographs and taking pictures with people, and he said that he got to meet her and that she was very sweet. He also said she was cute. I fully believe it. But I am just stunned by the hypocrisy of Hollywood. They're always putting out these commercials. Let's tone down the rhetoric. Let's tone it. And then Kyle Gass does something like this, and Jack Black laughs right along. Good for him for Jack Black. I mean, good for him for having some self-reflection and all this. So good for him. I'm impressed by that. But it's not just him. It's George Takei who is saying all kinds of horrible stuff. It's Mark Hamill who's saying all kinds of horrible stuff. And it's so sad that these actors just don't shut up and act. You know, a real victim like Gina Carano, she has earned the right to speak out about what happened to her because it was egregious. But these guys still have jobs. They're still getting work. They're still working in Hollywood. They haven't been fired because of something they said using their free speech. They're just because why? Because they just promote the propaganda. They just flap their gums and say whatever they want as long as it's their man who's not getting in trouble. Of course, it's sad, it's pathetic, quite frankly, and they should really just shut up and act. Now, I'm not saying they should be censored. I don't want them fired. Mark Hamill has been a political nut since even when I was a kid and I was watching Star Wars or hearing his voice in Spider-Man the animated series or Batman the animated series. But you didn't know he was Hobgoblin in Spider-Man the animated series, but he was. Anyway, neither here nor there. I'm just saying it is a shame that these guys, they're allowed to say their free speech because they're on the right team. But the second someone like Gina Carano speaks out and it's a little, off the beaten path that Hollywood has set for people, she gets fired, she gets ostracized. It's very telling. And it's not just her. Think about Matthew Marsden or Dean Cain or Kevin Sorbo or Stacey Dash or Jorvila. All of these people were in some sort of entertainment industry production where they were critically acclaimed, where they were praised, but because they decided to go off the Hollywood reservation, sorry, say la vie. You should have, toted the line. Fortunately, though, I think that the tide is turning a little bit, especially with a lot of Hollywood actors leaving Hollywood. They're leaving New York City, they're leaving Atlanta. Film companies are starting to pop up in Nashville, in Las Vegas, in Texas. And I think that that will help turn the tide a little bit and hopefully get these other actors out there participating and bringing us dynamite entertainment. I hope that's the case at least because it is unfair that this is happening, that there is such hypocrisy in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry. It's embarrassing and it's silly. Once again, Gina Carano, well said. The fans are with you, and we hope to see you in more film productions in the near future. you like that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment on what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications every time a new video gets uploaded. Also, consider becoming a channel member where you can get all kinds of perks. I'm slowly building it out, so be patient with me. But if you're watching on another video sharing platform and you're like, I don't want to support you with big tech, hey, even if you're on YouTube, click the link to my locals community. It's in the description. You can send me tips or sign up for a monthly subscription. It really helps out indie creators like myself. Also, pick up my new novel, Blessed Child. It's available on Amazon right now. You can get it in paperback, ebook, or hardcover formats. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide.